Hello everyone. Please be patient for a while. We will start at 8:05. We wait for another 3 minutes for the others to join us. Alright. Hello and a very good evening to everyone. So how are you all today? We are glad to see all of you for joining us today, especially today is a weekday and I believe it's a very busy and tiring day for everyone. So other than Thai MT students, I also saw some of you are from like other university, such as UM, UTHM, MU, and other university. So welcome to GDSC Thai MT. Well, let's start off with a self-introduction from me. So my name is Richie and I'm the EMC for today's section. So today, GDSC Thai UMT is organizing GitHub for Dummies workshop from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Before starting the section, I will have like to have a few reminder for all of you. You Dear participants, please do speak up if you are unable to follow and do always feel free to ask the speaker anytime you need, where you are strongly encouraged to on your mic to ask our speaker. We are also encouraged to be responsive to the speaker, such as we actively participating in the section. So as you can see, we will be having a Q&A section after the sharing section from our speaker. So if you guys have any question, you can speak up your question at Slido with the code and link provided, and I post the code and the link in the chat box later, or you can also type your question in the chat box and we will answer them later. So not to waste time, let us welcome our speaker of today, which is also one of our GDSC TAP team member. So she will be our speaker of today. Deborah would like to do a simple self-introduction of yourself and you may start your section. So I will pass the floor for you now.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Deborah Joseph. So I'll be presenting about GitHub for Dummies. Let me share my slide. So, okay, let's move on. So what is Git? Git is a type of software called a version control system, also known as VCS, that tracks changes in any set of computers files, which usually among programmers where they can work on their codes by developing any like software or any related projects. So why Git? So Git is like a lifesaver for every developer working on the project. So imagine you work on a project, you decide to make changes to your code, but after some time you realize there's a mistake to your code after you make some modification to your programs. So what happened next? Do I A cry that I feel hopeless, or B I can undo the mistake I done, or C I just did it and restart over again? So what will be your answer? Um, read.
I think they give the answer of A.
A. Okay. So you sure it's A?
Okay, someone says B now.
Okay. Any more? That's all right.
Yeah, some
Okay.
many of them prefer B for now.
Okay. So those who pick the answer B is correct because we can revert back to the older version of the project's file. So that's why I say it's like a lifesaver for every programmers. So let's move on. So Git also makes a working on the team much easier. Each developer can work on a copy of the project in their own computer. Okay. So like each copy will be stored in this Git where we call a local repository. Sorry, local repository. Okay, so in the local repository,
Deborah, sorry
yes.
to interrupt. I think you didn't share the screen.
Oh, sorry. Let me just sorry. Let
Sorry,
me.
take your time.
Okay.
Okay, we can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. As I said earlier, Um, well, Git is much flexible for every team members, and of course they can share how to say like share each other's codes. One can review each of their team members their code, so which makes the team work much easier. So let's just move on. So now, what is GitHub? So GitHub is a code hosting platform of version control and collaborations. So let's you and the other in your team to work on the project much easier. And also it can be any developer around the world. They can also help you on your projects as well. So why GitHub? Used for storing, tracking, collaboration on software projects. It makes it easier for developers to share code files and collaborate with a fellow developers on an open source project. But of course, nowadays, using GitHub together anywhere around the world, it will be very much convenience and very much more efficient. So over like 100 million people using GitHub, about 1.25% of the people in 2023 using GitHub. So Git versus GitHub. So Git is installed in the local system, which is in your desktop. And GitHub is hosted in the cloud system, web-based. Git focus on the version control and code sharing. GitHub focus on centralized source code hosting. Git tracks changes mode to the file. GitHub provides a web interface to view file changes. Git is primarily a command line tool, also known as CLI, command line interface. While GitHub is administrated through the web. So what you will learn in this workshop, you will learn how to use a GitHub web and learn how to use a Git CLI. So where do you start? For GitHub account, you can register in their website, or if you prefer to use in a different not in the web base, you can go ahead install a GitHub desktop, and from there you can create accounts. Or you already got the GitHub desktop, you can also sign in to your GitHub account or sign up from there. Then in your Git, you can install. So for GitHub, you sign up through their website. And for Git, as I mentioned, to install, you have to go to their download page, and you go to their Windows to pick the setups depending on your piece of your desktop. So now, GitHub Web. So in this section, you will learn to create a repository, create a branch, committing changes, open a pull request, merge pull requests. For create a repository is usually used to organize a single project. Repositories can contain folders, files, images, videos, and other data sets or any kind of data. Often repositories include a README files, a file with information about your project. README files are written in the plain text, also known as like a markdown language. Okay, so create a repository again. You have to go ahead, click the plus button to create a new repository, but I will demo on that later on. Then another thing that once you create a repository, you need to fill in by giving the names, picking whether or not you want it to be private or public, and also add a README files. And for the git ignore, you can put for none, because usually that one is to make sure that the git is remain on track of your files. So you definitely will not like certain people prefer not, but for our case now we put none. So we will still want the GitHub to track our files. So that one I will show to you all later on. Okay, creating a branch. Branching lets you have a different version of a repository at one time. By default, your repository has one branch named main that is considered to be a definitive branch. You can create additional branches of a main in your repository. You can use to have different versions of a project at a one time. When you create a branch of the main branch, you're making a copy of a main as it was the point of in time. So if someone in your team made a changes in the main while you're working on your branch, you could put in those changes. So what it means is that in your main branch is where your team like mainly have like all the files of their files. But of course, some each team member have different tasks, so they have to create another branch, which also known as the features. So each individual, when they create, when they change anything in their code or adding their codes files, they will not affect the main. Okay. So again, for the creating branch, how we create a branch by going to the main, and from there we create this what I call a sub branch from the main. So that one I will demo later on. So after you create a sub branch, you will have this part where they will indicate you of your how many branches are in your repository, and they will directly you'll be in your sub branch of features. Then the committing changes. For the committing changes in your README, you can go ahead to edit it and adding like some of your description of your like what is your what software is about, and what the user that use your software can need to know what to do with your software. And open a pull request. So for this, now that you have changes in the brand of the main, you can open a pull request. When you open a pull request, you're proposing your changes and requesting that someone review a pull in your contribution and merge them into their branch. So the pull request show diffs, also known as like a difference of the content from both branches. The changes, addition, and subtraction will be shown different colors, okay, in the text, okay. So in the open a pull request, I will demonstrate on that later on, which looks something like this, okay. Merge pull request. So for this, we'll be merging these features of sub branches with the main branch. For the merge pull request, again, in this final step, you will merge the README edits branch into the main branch, as I said earlier. After you merge your pull request, the changes on your README edit branch will be incorporated into your main. Sometimes a pull request may introduce changes to the code that conflict with the existing code on the main. If there's any conflict, GitHub will alert you about the conflicting code and prevent the merging until the conflict are resolved. So again, in the merge pull request, we can delete the branch. If you decide not to delete, then you can move on now. But if you accidentally delete, you can restore your branch back. So in the demo, I will show that later on. So for the GitHub CLI, we'll be learning in this section about the basic terms and basic commands. So for basic terms, for the directory repository terminal command line interface, also known as CLI. So what's the purpose of what is a directory? So directory is another word for folder. Repository is a place where your project is located. Terminal or CLI, a place where your project is located in the GitHub or in the desktop command prompt. So for the basic commands like clone, add, commit, push, pull. So what are their functions? So clone is to download a repository, aka a repo, that is hosted somewhere like GitHub into a folder of your local machines. Add is for track your files and changes in the Git. Commit is save your files in Git. Push is upload a Git commit to your remote repo or repository like GitHub. Pull is to download changes from remote repo to your local machines, the opposite of push. So now for this, we need to open our command prompt in the desktop. Then we have to copy our desired directory. Then later on, we need to paste into the command prompt in our desktop or the local machine as we call it. Then we have to check the Git install. We can do it like checking the Git installation. If you successfully install, congrats, you can go ahead check your version, like putting a git-v command to check your version. But if you're not successful, or maybe you're kind of like not able to install, maybe you not know whether you install or not properly, you can see by adding any command, git command, then they will come out like this if you did not properly install. But most of the time it will install successfully. Okay. So initializing a repository by putting the git init command. Then add a origin by copying your URL of your repository. Then after that, you have to use this command line of git remote add origin and paste your URL. Then for the pull from repository, you use the command line for git pull origin main. Then of course later on I will talk about what happens if you make changes to your file, like example readme. Then you can what are the things that I can demonstrate to you after like some of like the going throughout the discords. So but you can go ahead scan the QR code to generate a readme. If you have like no idea what to write for your readme or any updates, you can go ahead scan the QR code if you want to. But if you are okay, then I will proceed. Okay, after you did some like updating to your readme, then of course I will also demonstrate on the create and add the new files. Like for my case here, I will probably create an index.html, which is HTML is like a beginner's code language. And commit files. For commit files, I'll be using a git status to check the files that are inside this repository, and to see whether or not which file I need to commit by the Git's help of tracking it. And for the commit files, I also need to use these code lines of git commit -m by putting like messages like adding text.txt or so and so. But for this part, I will also demonstrate to you. And I also will be talking about the git log and the git show as well. And for git help, if you need anything, you want to know someone like a command line, you can go ahead like go enter in the git. So I also will show that later on. So now it's time for the demonstration. You all can see the GitHub, right? The web page.
I think you are not presenting your screen yet.
Oh, okay. Let me share.
All right, we can see it now.
All right. Okay. So first thing we need to create a repository, right? So we can go to the pass button as what I mentioned earlier. Go to the new repository. In your new repository, you can see there's like a field where we can add in our repository name. So for me, I will put in my repository. Oops. Repository 3. Okay. Description is optional. You can type whatever you want to maybe like explain what's your repository, what your project is about. But in this case I will leave it blank. I will put for public, which everyone in the internet can see my repository. But if you prefer not everyone to see your repository, you can put as private. Then I will need to add a readme file. Then for the git ignore, I want git to track my files, so I put for none. Then you can go ahead click the create repository. So here is my repository. You can go ahead to click the main, the drop down, and to create a new branch, you can by naming your branch like say sub branch. Like this, and you click create branch sub branch from main. So this will be my sub branch. Okay, so you go and click. So as in the tutorial I did mention that they will indicate you from one branch to two branches, and you can see from a main now I became in the sub branch. So in here I got my readme files here. In here we can edit our readme files. So let's go ahead, click the pencil icon. So now I in my readme files. So here in the readme, this if you put a hashtag means this will be your header, like a big header. Then if I put like a hashtag will be my sub header. Let's say I put my new project. And if you want to add in like quotes, you can go ahead put like this, like putting like this. And you need post with the what they call the like a curly things. This is actually like the three curly things. So once you're done, you can actually preview how it look like. So it looks like this. Here's my header, my sub header, and the code I put in like a look like a box inside the box. But I also can also straight away type down like um instructions on. So once you're done, you can go ahead scroll down. Oh yeah, when you type like the ones like this, also can. It looks like this. Okay, like a normal text. So once you're done, you can go ahead commit the changes. By commit the changes, click the button here. So once you're done, commit the changes. You can go ahead, go back to my repository. And here you can either go click one commit ahead link, or you can go to the contribute. And here we can click the button open pull request. As this part we are doing as the button says open pull request. So here we can type whatever comment we want. But for now, I'm just gonna leave blank and create a pull request. So once you're done creating a pull request, so there is a button called a merge pull request where we will be merging our branch, the sub branch, with the main branch. So you can go ahead, click merge pull request. So here, if you're sure, then you confirm the merge. So you're done by merging your sub branch with your main branch. So for me, I will go delete the branch of my sub branch. But if you feel like, oh, I still don't want to merge yet, I'm not ready, then you can go restore the branch like this. So for me, I will, okay, this branch. So, okay, once I'm done, I will go ahead, proceed with the GitHub CLI. So for GitHub CLI, I go ahead, search for CMD for command prompt. So as in a tutorial, I have to find my desired directory. So I'll go to documents. Let's say, let me create a file. Desired destination. So in my desired destination, I go ahead, click in. And you go ahead, click this part, copy. And in your command prompt, you put in the cd to direct to our desired location of our files. Then paste our the, the directory of this particular file. Hit enter. So as you can see, is now in the desired destination. So to initialize a repository, we can go ahead, key in git init. So finally, we initialize our git repository in this.
Deborah, I think someone asked, they say that you're only sharing the Chrome window and not presenting the term. Can you see the terminal?
Wait. So means you all only cannot see the command prompt, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me. Okay. Now I can see. Okay.
Yeah, now we can see you.
Okay. So I start again from the top. So cd as wait, let me just reshare again because I realize I need to show you the files. So I said earlier, in this we need to that because since it's in our user file, so we need to create a directory to our desired files, which is here, by copying this link of this directory and paste it here. We need to put cd to put in our directory, which is here, the link here. After you're done, then it will expand to our desired destinations. So to initialize our repository, we need to put in the command git init. So once you're done, then it will print out a message say initialize empty git repository in this link that we paste. So from there, they will create this file called .git. So what we're gonna do next is to add an origin, we can go ahead to the GitHub. But so here in our repository, make sure we're in our repository. So in our repository, you can see the URL. Go ahead, copy. So once you copy, go to your command prompt and go ahead, key in git remote and paste your URL. So for this line, git remote add is to take the local Git repository to the GitHub so that it will be how does it allow us to share. Okay, so enter. Okay, so we got. Oh, sorry, I forgot some. Okay, it's git remote at origin. Don't make the same mistake with me. Okay, so we need to include the origin to indicate our main branch. Okay, our branch. Okay, so go ahead, enter. So you're done with the add an origin. Okay, so next to update files. Okay, for update files, I go to go into my .git files. Okay, so okay, let's create this file. Okay. For the sorry, not this one. You can go ahead create a file, but for me, I will just going to okay, let's see. Oh, X. And okay, so I create the this add new files. So in this in my add new files, I can go ahead put in the like a code. Alright, so okay. So I take this, it's here. Okay. So in here, in order to update the files, right? So let's say here we are welcoming the TileUMT official website, but here is my description. As I noticed, that's not updated. TileUC, we already TileUMT. So what I do, wait, oh, let me just quickly look in the code. Okay, so okay, let me just status. Okay. Oh. So not right here. And okay. Okay, never mind. I just do this. Just like this. Mm. Just, mm. Mm. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me check. I figure what's wrong. So I mean, here's missing. Eh, good. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot. Okay. Wait, remote. Okay, let me try this one. Deadpool. So now I'm trying to do by pull for my repository. So by putting the git pull origin main for my main branch. Okay, so I finally got this. So I think I can go ahead to the, let's just see my files. Okay, finally I got my readme. Okay, so for the this git pull origin main is to pull up from my repository where I got the readme to my local repository here. Okay, so I made a mistake by not putting this, so that's why my readmes went missing for some yeah. So okay, so what this git pull does is git pull is like when the branch is tracking, so they can just pull from that what is inside that branch that I created into the this local repository. So it from this if you include the origin main, it will fetch the commit from the main branch of the remote origin remote and merge it with the branch that's currently checked out. Okay, so then I can go ahead proceed with my update files. Okay, so okay, I go ahead inside my readme. So in my readme here, I want to make some changes. Okay, as I okay we got a header call like welcome to WNT official website, but in the description here it's still outdated because of the it's still .uc, but it's supposed to be .umt. I go and make the changes by adding .umt. So let's go check the git status. So occur currently no, because I did not save. So let's go ahead save it. So then again, git status. So you can see here now is this git will detect that this readme file has some changes going on. As is stated here, modify the name of this file here. So in here they did tell you what you should do. Like either you want to git add the files to update what will be committed, or git restore to discharge the changes working on the directory. Means revert back to the original state. So in my case, I will put a git add a name on the file readme. Dot md. Enter. And let's go check my this status. As you can see, it's already modified. So it changed from red to green to indicate that I have already made the changes in this I would say in my commit. And of course I did forget to mention that you can check like the difference what you make. So again, let's go back to my readme files. I can go ahead, maybe let's say WC is other academics. See, maybe I don't want to mention this part, so I can just remove this, make some changes. So save it. After you save it, go back again. Git status. So again, they detect that I modified. So you can put git diff to see the difference. Okay. So here we detect by telling you that this particular line here in my code from with the rich history since 1969 has become like UNT is the oldest academic institute in Malaysia without this particular line here. So here we can see that what is I have modified in this readme files. So I can go ahead git readme status. So here, so finally I can do commit. So here indicates that I haven't committed yet. I haven't commit. So how do I commit it? First, I need to do a git add dot. Git add dot means I want to select all the files in my this particular directory here. Some would even do like this, like a dash dash all. Okay, some will do this, some will just dash a to select all the files in your directory. But for majority of people, we'll use dot r. Okay. So go ahead, enter. After you enter, then you go ahead to git commit dash m. Then here I put in like my message committing all files to a repository. So hit enter. So you can see here I got one file that's been changed, one insertion and one deletion. And this finally my file has been committed. How do I know? I check my status, git status. So there's no files to commit on my branch master, means my main branch. There's no file to commit. Then I can go ahead git a log to see like all my log, how to say, like a log commits up. And of course this git log is like a history. It's history of what I did, especially like committing the files. Okay. Yeah. Then git show. Git show is to view the expense of the git objects. Git objects like commit. Okay. Where is it? Here. Like what I did earlier. Especially they capture the part where I trying to find the difference of this readme files. So if you are not sure how to use a git add, you can go ahead put git add, git help add. This will help you to know what are the comments you can use for git add. So here it will take me to this particular page where you can see here like git add, you can put a -v for verbals. Dry run, you can put either the dry run or -n. So here is how you able to find out how to use a git add command by putting the git and help. Help is like how to say, like give you like a dictionary of a code. Git commands is like a dictionary where you can see each command has their own functions. Then there's this git. You just put in git. It will show you other commands, not specific to git add, but other commands as well, like the ones here, like git, what I can add in, other commands with their functions explained here. So for me earlier, I did use a log and a show and a status here, add as well, and init here. So okay, so okay, so in here, let me go like okay. Usually if you still like not sure how to do the git add, then most probably like if you keep try, then it be to you like this. But the other way you can go for like GitHub for help you on filling the commands of this. So to learn more on the GitHub CLI, you can go ahead scan this QR code, or you can go to this link to learn more on the what you can type in the git command inside this command prompt. Okay. So once you're done, scan the QR code. If you want to, you can go ahead. So, and of course, GitHub, they have this student developer pack, which is have a lot of free stuff. I recommend you to go ahead to scan the QR code for the student developer pack. They give you a lot of functionalities and stuff, which can be very helpful. And of course, they also, if you happen to use Canva, you know some Canva is like some is pro, but with the GitHub Student Developer Pack, you can get Canva all for free. Some of their things all for free. So I suggest you can go scan the QR code and or you can go to the link here. So once you're done, so I hope this helps you in your GitHub the journey. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. All right. So I think now we'll move on to our Q&A section. I think we have like a question here. Wait a minute. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we have like this question here. Is it if haven't installed GIT, will it show GIT isn't recognized as an internal or external command when I run?
Yeah, because if you did not install a Git, it will immediately detect that you don't have this Git app software, which they have like inbuilt like their commands, like Linux. You need to have you can't just code a Linux code without using a Linux how to say, like their software. So same thing. So you need to install a Git to in order to use the Git command. You cannot just like key in directly. I did that, and it will come out this type message. So I recommend you all to install it.
All right. Is there any other question from other participants that we would like to ask or you would like to know? Is there any? Or you can like speak up to using your mic. We have another question in the chat box. How to solve multiple commit at the same time?
Hmm. Actually, you can. You have to go ahead to how to say, it's almost the same thing with the GitHub web, but there are certain things that will be different. The interface, but it's almost the same. But for me, I'm so used to GitHub web, so I will most probably use it out, but you can go ahead use the GitHub desktop as well to do it out. But I think if you how to say like uh because since GitHub Web is more accessible and it doesn't like take up your local machine storage, so I would recommend to use it. But if you prefer GitHub desktop, you can go ahead do it and commit the files. So you, I mean, I won't say it's not friendly. Actually, most of the GitHub their software are very friendly. So I would recommend you all to use a GitHub.
All right. So is there another question? Any other? Any other question? Is there any? Maybe you can type in the chat box as well, or you can on your mic to ask. Don't be shy to ask. You can ask now. Come on. If you still have any question, you can ask now. If you don't have any question, you can just like respond in the chat box so we'll know. Is there any other question? We have one more question here. How to manage source control?
Source control. Hmm, I don't quite understand what is it.
Amiro, maybe you can like explain more what you would like to know. Amiro, could you please like tell us what you would you mean to manage the source control?
I think the first question. Oh, that one would be how to say. I mean, as it says that it will GitHub will like able to alert you on this matter, but never encountered that before. But you can go ahead check out on like online stuff. But for me, I never encountered that before. Actually, sorry.
So is there any other question? Or can you please share? Wait a minute. Please share the slide with us.
I
Uh,
think you mean the
yeah,
GitHub the slide.
yeah. Maybe later we will email to you guys if you guys would like to have it. Yeah. I think we can email to you all. Uh, is that everyone need the slide or only Boon Yong?
You can type one if you want the slides.
Yeah. Okay, then I think majority they would like to have the slide. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So maybe we can share the link to them of the slide,
Yeah.
Deborah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're, I just want to ask you, are you interested in this student developer the pack? You can type two if you're interested in the student developer pack, so that I can send you the this link if you want it. Okay, Muhammad was. Okay.
All right, I think you can send the student developer pack to them as well. Oh, someone asked, what is student developer pack?
You will know. That one's really a lot of benefits. I use it, it really helps me a lot. And they also like, even like those who it's like they have like all the pro um functionalities that for the students. So here you go. The oops. Okay. So here's the link I sent in the student developer. Sorry. Okay. Let's see, include GitHub. I think it will include because, as I said, it's also include pro version as well. So yeah, you can enjoy this student developer pack. And oh yeah, the slide I will share it. Give me a moment. Huh?
So do anyone still have any other question would like to ask Deborah? If don't have, then I will assume no more question to ask. Yes, someone just raised his hand. I think. Do you have any question?
Hi, I have one interesting request. I saw that you guys recording the video. So after the event end, can you guys share the video for us? Because
Yes.
I can follow at all.
Yeah, okay. You can actually find the recording video in our YouTube channel, Thai UMT GDSC.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So you can watch back the recording on our YouTube channel, yeah? Right?
And I before you all leave, I want to share this link for GitHub AI where you can learn more on the command line.
Yeah, so I think that's no other question. Is it? Any other question? Any? So I'll assume our Q&A. Yeah.
I think no one don't have any questions.
So I will assume Q&A section is only until here. So before ending today's section, can we maybe have a like picture together? You know, maybe you can on your cam. Not yet. Bye bye yet. Okay, let us have a okay. All right. Come on your cam. Don't be shy. Just have one picture together. A very fast picture. Okay, thank you Shirley and Boon Yong for owning your cam. Anyone other that you would like to on your cam? Come on, don't be shy. Okay, some of them had just left the meeting because they want to on their cam. It's
Anyway,
okay, don't need famous, okay? Any other? Yuan Sun, don't you want to on your cam? Don't go first. On your cam first. We take a photo first. Any other would like to on their cam?
Cannot haven't make up.
All right. Okay. It's okay. Then
I never use makeup.
yeah. Okay. So maybe we'll take our photo now. Maybe you can show a poster of GDSC like this. I will take the screenshot. So 1, 2, 3, smile. All right. All right. Maybe one more freestyle. All right. Freestyle. Freestyle.
Okay.
Right. All right. All right. Thank you for owning your cam.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Wait. Before ending today's section, maybe we give a round of applause to our speaker of today, Deborah, for her sharing with us today. All right. Yeah, so once again, on behalf of GDSC Thai UMT, thank you for spending your precious time with us today. We really truly appreciate for your participation. We hope to see you again in our future events. So don't forget to stay tuned on our GDSC Thai UMT community platform and Instagram for more updates. So good night and have a nice day. Bye bye. Right. Good night, everyone. Yes, someone has just raised hand, or you just accidentally raise your hand. Bye, bye, guys. Deborah, I think you can stop your record. Not Deborah. Kai, can you stop the recording?